run through a wall.
We're going to run some clock, or maybe some attack.
This team is destined. Eagles are NFC East champions for back-to-back years. I'm fired up. My word last week was encouraged. My word after this game is I am flat out excited. I am fired up. After that first half, I was like, this team's done. Jake Elliott misses 3 field goals. They look completely lifeless offensively. That's the way that I felt in the first half. The second half they came out, they surprised me. They put up a bunch of points. They ran the football well. Barkley finally got going. And Saquon Barkley was my key player of the game. I've said that for a long time coming into the game. If you want to win, you want to go on a deep run in the postseason, Saquon Barkley has got to be the key to the game. He has to get on a roll. He has to get going. I thought he played tremendously in the second half. Not so good in the first half, but tremendously in the second half, breaking out those big runs, big touchdown. And Jalen Hurts backs up what he did from last week into this week. I thought Jalen Hurts played well for the most part. Obviously, he had a tough time there with getting tracked down with a bunch of sacks. You know, there were some issues, but I thought as a collectively, Jalen Hurts played good football tonight, carried what he did against the Vegas, and played well once again. So I'm proud of him. I'm proud of this defense because I'll tell you this, I was like, this defense is going to have to be almost perfect once again because the offense is going to be able to put up points. This defense played outstanding. For me, I'm not a guy that ever sits there and bashes the defense or doubts the defense. And I wouldn't say I was doubting them. I was just like, I don't know if they're going to be able to be perfect today. Because when I'm watching that first half go down, I didn't know if they were going to be able to be perfect because this offense wasn't scoring. Outside of that one drive where Jalen completed all of his passes and it looked great and they scored in the first quarter, I was like, this team's totally lifeless. I mean, that's the way that it looked. And so I was like, this defense is in for a game. And they buckled down. They proved me wrong. They got sacks. They put pressure. They got turnovers. So there was a lot of things that went right. So to me, I'm still not fully bought into this team. And I know to start the show, I said that I was excited. And that's true. I am 1,015% excited for this football team. And after that game, and I'm not on board with a Super Bowl just yet. I'm just not there yet. I know a lot of people will be. I'm still not there. I think for me, you know, it comes down to the Buffalo game. That is where I am going to really judge this football team. So, you know, they were dead in the water the past couple weeks. And last week, they took care of business. They proved me wrong. This week, I knew they were going to win this week. And I said this too. I needed a style points win. To me, I thought they got a style point win. Is that fair to say? Did the Eagles get a style point win tonight? And I don't know. I think they did. I mean, to me, I believe the Philadelphia Eagles got a style point victory. So, because they took over in the second half. And we're going to get into that Steen fight. Steens. Oh, man, I thought that was great. So we're going to get into all of it. I want to hear your thoughts after this game. 215-839-8246. That's the number to get in. Absolutely to get in. There's a lot of I wouldn't say there's a lot of question marks for me. No, I wouldn't say there's question marks. I'm slowly getting more and more bought in, but as I continue to say, to me, this falls on what do you do against Buffalo? How do you play against Buffalo? You put up 29 points. You put up 31 last week. You're starting to see the offense develop a little bit more plays from under center, a little bit more motion. Jalen doing things that he's able to do, running the football. So I'm happy with all that. And that is why I continue to say I am flat out excited after that win. Let's go to the phones. Alex in Nebraska. What's going on, pal?
Yo, nothing much. How are you?
I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. I'm pretty fired up.
Yeah, that's good. I like what we saw today. First half started way too slow. We can't start that slow against Buffalo, but second half looked really good. Second half looked like last week against the Raiders, but that first half is that scares me a little bit. Starting that slow against a bad team like that, it's a little scary.
No, I mean I agree with you, and I said to start the show when they outside of that one drive, they looked pitiful offensively. They couldn't get anything going, and I was like, here we go. Here I was like, this team's dead in the water. But you know what? They proved me wrong in the second half. They changed it. They changed it up. They did whatever they had to do, and they put up points. And to me, man, I'm just excited because this is like you're playing it like. To me, Washington's bad, but they're not as bad as the Vegas Raiders. Not as bad, they're nowhere near as bad as them. So, I don't know. I'm excited. I get what you mean, and I agree with you that first half is scary. You can't play like that against Buffalo next week. Can't play like that in the postseason. But that second half and the way that they played against the Raiders and that way that they played in the second half today, it has me excited. It has me more optimistic than I was the past couple weeks.
Yeah, definitely. I got one more thing for you. It's not really about Eagles football. It's a question for you. Who do you have winning the college football national championship?
If Notre Dame was in it, I'd say Notre Dame, and you know that. If Notre Dame was in it, I'd say Notre Dame. Thank you for the phone call, Alex. Oh, God. National college championships. They're not even in the championship playoffs. Jeez. You think I'm focused on that? I'm more focused on the Sixers than that. Good boy. 215-839-8246. Hey, man, I tell you what, I'm excited. Still not bought in, though. So you just can't be. I've seen this time and time again where the team wins back-to-backs, and you're like, oh, here we go. No, I've seen it too much this season. And and in general with the Eagles, I'm not bought in yet. I'm getting there though. I'm getting there. I'm actually like starting to get juice with this team, and because I'm pretty excited. I mean, I don't know how you couldn't be. I don't know how you couldn't be. You beat them, and then you beat them so bad. And like I said, we're going to get into the fight more, but you beat them so bad that they got so frustrated, and they were so lifeless and dumb. Washington, they needed a reason to like quit playing, and they didn't literally quit playing, by the way. But like, you know what I mean? They needed a reason to quit playing, and they stirred up this fight, and I mean that was great. That was great. Oh God, Vince in South Jersey, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, Broad? I just thought today was a great statement win, back-to-back wins against two really bad teams. But I thought, a lot of positive signs today, especially on the offensive side. I'm just liking how we're not going 3-and-out anymore, and I just thought there was really positive things that we could look forward to, especially going into Buffalo.
Oh, I'm optimistic. And my word last week was encouraged. I was encouraged after the Raiders game, but tonight I'm excited. I mean, I'm more optimistic than I have been for the majority of the season. And I think next week is really going to decide whether I'm fully bought into this football team or not. And I think that's rightfully so. It's first a good team. I mean, but I don't know, man. I think offensively, I've seen a lot better things since Sirianni became more involved. Since the Chargers game, I feel more comfortable. I think the offense is starting to get in a rhythm. You're seeing Jalen go under center a little bit more. Jalen run the football, which we haven't really seen him do all year until the past, 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So I'm liking that. I'm liking what I'm seeing offensively. It still could be cleaned up. They still do the inside zone a lot. But still some things to clean up offensively. But there is so much to look at and say, hey, you know what? There's a reason to be optimistic. There's a reason to be excited about this football team because, I mean, they beat the Bills next week. I think I'm fully back on board, and that would be just great.
Yeah, I agree, and I definitely think since Nick Sirianni got more involved, the offense has looked better. Yeah. However, I still think Nick, he's making some questionable decisions. If you look at that first half, really early in the game, I believe it might have been our first drive where I don't know. There was a penalty, delay of game. He's still bad at clock management. By any means, I don't think Nick Sirianni is a great coach. I think, he gets carried by his roster. But, man, I'm impressed. Washington has played some close games against some close teams in the league, and we kind of just, smoked them from the very start. And I like how Saquon ran today. I like the run game. If we could get that going against Buffalo, especially in cold temperatures, I think that would be great. And especially if Jalen could get his legs going like we saw a little bit in that first half, that would be amazing.
I think, I agree with you, Vince. I think that there's a lot to be just to be excited about, and I said to start the show too. Saquon Barkley was my key to the game because in order to win in the postseason and in big time games, you need to win in all facets of the game. Saquon Barkley has been non-existent for the majority of the season. Last week he had the big, he did a little bit, and so that's that. But and today he looked much better, and second half, I thought he was great. And I bashed Jalen. I critiqued Jalen a lot. But I'll tell you this, though. I've liked the way that he played the past 2 weeks after the criticism that he got versus the Chargers. And I like the fact that he's willing to say, hey, you know what? I actually will do snaps from under center. And I am going to run the football. See, I can critique Jalen Hurts and also praise him when he does something good. And I give him that. But there's a lot to be excited about. And, Vince, thank you for the phone call. There's a lot to be excited about, man. What are you going to do? Am I bought in? And I keep saying this. Am I bought in? No. You beat 2 bad teams. You did what you had to do. But, see, and that's what bothers me because a lot of people, will say, you beat up on a bad team, which is right. And I'm one of those people. But I also take the positive things. I take some of the positives out of the game. I take the way the offense looked. I take the way Jalen Hurts' accuracy, the way he threw the football again tonight. Just as good. I mean, it wasn't as great as last week, but still a good football game. Barkley's starting to heat up, right? Your defense is still playing outstanding, right? So you're beating up on bad teams like you're supposed to do, but you have to take the positives. You have to take the things that matter and look at that. And I think you look at this game, you look at the past 2 weeks, you say, hey, you know what? This team's starting to go on a roll. And I'm not ready to necessarily declare that until after the Buffalo game. I just can't. So I think Buffalo, that's the game that to me is going to seal the deal. Luke in South Jersey, what's going on, brother?
How you doing, man? I thought today was a very solid performance across the board. I thought O did his job. I thought defense did its job. But the special teams unit it's really something that's got to be fixed before the playoffs.
Well, I agree with you, though. But I think special teams has been a strong point for the Eagles the past all season. To me, I believe special teams has been outstanding all year. Not great today. And
I think it was mostly our kick. I think it was mostly our kicking game.
Right, and Jake Elliott, we're going to get into him, but he's a major question mark. A major question mark.
Major.
Yeah, I mean, maybe even more than major. He is, and I've been, I got a couple friends that are, like, hey, said this before, Jake Elliott's got to go. I've been a Jake Elliott, like, I love this guy. That's me. I love Jake Elliott, but it comes to a point where it's like, dude, where's the Jake Elliott that we know and love, man? Where is he?
No, I agree. This. I just don't feel like it's the same guy that we had in the past. I mean, I think his best days are behind him.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, right? Because he's an icon to me. Like, I mean not literally. You get what I mean. To me, he's an icon of the organization. He's been here for both Super Bowls, and
guy.
Yeah, he's a great dude. And I've defended him, but it gets to a point where it's like you missed 3 kicks in one half, and I'm supposed to believe you're going to be able to figure it out. Big time postseason game. I actually have no faith. I was texting in one of my group chats at the end of the first half. When we were in Washington territory, and then there was a couple flags, and we got to keep the football, whatever. And I was like, dude, I have zero faith in Jake Elliott to make a field goal. Zero faith.
Yeah, I think obviously we talk about Elliott, but I think we should talk about the positives today. I thought Jalen Hurts had a very solid performance across the board. Yeah. I liked what I saw from him. Chris, defense was red good. I just felt like it was a solid day across the board, good run game. And Jordan Davis he's just phenomenal.
Well,
I mean,
he's
what
been
did you
great.
see out of Jordan Davis today?
See, I knew Jordan Davis had this in him. I didn't know when we were going to see it or how we were going to see it because he's been somebody that, like I said, I mean, he comes in overweight all the time. All the time he comes in overweight, and he's out of shape, and he can't stay on the field. This year he's making big play after big play after big play, staying on the field. He's in shape. He's lost the weight. He has the stamina, and outside of him, I think Brandon Graham has been lights out. By the way, and I don't think Brandon Graham,
at his age, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think Brandon Graham's efforts can go under the radar because to me, he's been outstanding, and I'm proud of him because when they brought him back, and then you see him in the first couple games, like, oh, we got to get this guy out of here. This was a bad move by Howie, but I think he's done a great job, and this defensive line without Jalen Carter has really held down the fort, bro. They've really held it down.
I think my last point is talking about Hurts. Like, I'm just happy to see that he wasn't trying to do what the defense gave him, and I think that's what we need to win games. I think we're not, like we said last week. We said we don't need him. We just need him to go out there and do his job, and I feel like he's been doing that the past 2 weeks. It looks good to see that.
No, I agree with you. And Scro, thank you for the phone call. I appreciate it. No, I agree with him. I agree with him. And I said this to the last caller. You know, I critique Jalen Hurts when he does bad, and I praise him when he does good. I think that's the right way to go about it. But the past 2 weeks, Jalen has played outstanding football. And Jalen Hurts is not a guy, in my opinion, that can play hero ball. That's not him. And a lot of majority of the season, he was playing hero ball or trying to. And and that's the way it looked to me. And just the offense in general wasn't good enough. But that Jalen Hurts tonight and last week, to me, and like Lucas said, taking what the defense gives him, not forcing big throws like he was, taking what they give him, finding the open man. And I was tweaked out in the first half when they kept trying to spoon feed the football to A.J. Brown. Worked out in everybody's favor. I like the way that they're using Dallas Goedert in the game plan more. He's getting a lot more passes, a lot more touchdowns. So I like the way this offense is starting to look, and I give praise to Jalen Hurts, bro. That's the bottom line. We've attacked him. I've attacked him. I've criticized him. I said he hasn't been good enough. He frustrates the hell out of me. But for the first time and back-to-back weeks, take what the defense gives him, not forcing these stupid throws, using his legs for the first time in what it feels like was forever, running plays from the center, which is what me and other media guys said he was afraid to do and didn't want to do. He's finally doing that now. He's finally doing the runs, right? And people, maybe even him, failed to realize how much the QB design runs from Jalen actually kind of shape the offense, right? Like when you have a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, you're a three-dimensional team. You have passing. Jalen can pass the football a little bit, right? When he has to, he's not going to beat you with his arm, but when he has to, he's going to make a throw. You have Saquon running when Saquon's ready to go, and then your other ones, Jalen Hurts running with his legs. You have three facets offensively that you can go through. And for the majority of the season, the Eagles were not going to that third facet, which was Jalen running the football with his legs. We've seen it now. And look how the offense is. They're putting up big-time points now. The offensive line, I think, could do a little bit better. But I think Saquon's starting to get going. You need him in a rhythm. And I understand it as the season starts to go on now, and the conversation is going to be, do you rest the starters in the final week, whatever the case. Like, there's going to be some serious conversations regarding that. But I think I'm in favor of whatever you have to do to get this offense in a rhythm. It's it. In the past 2 weeks, to me, I see that as this team's starting to get into a rhythm, starting to figure things out, starting to see finally what works and what doesn't work, starting to make adjustments. After the first half, you finally saw this offense and the coaching staff make adjustments, do some changes. They put up big-time points. So I'm excited. I'm fired up. I think you're not going to win in the postseason if Barkley's not ready to, if he's not playing good football, if Jalen isn't playing good football. That's just not going to happen. So to me, my biggest worry now is you've kind of gotten out of the collapse alert. You've kind of gotten out of that crap. Now you are in the mood of let's get this offense consistent. Let's get this offense humming. Let's get everything in a rhythm. And then let's see from there. 215-839-8246. You're listening to the Broad Street Sports Eagles postgame show. We'll be taking more of your phone calls and comments right after this short commercial break. If you're in South Philly and hungry, you need to check out Steak 'em Up on 11th and Shunk. They've got it all. Breakfast sandwiches, breakfast pizza, hoagies, classic cheesesteaks, fresh pizzas, and more. Everything's made and packed with flavor any time of the day. Stop by for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and see why locals keep coming back for more. Steak 'em Up, where South Philly comes to eat. Looking for a real Italian bite? Cafe Merlino at 6 Shoppers Lane in Turnersville, New Jersey has you covered. Fresh cutlet sandwiches, classic hoagies, and hearty pasta dishes, all made with care and the flavor you crave. Whether it's lunch or dinner or just a quick bite, every meal is packed with fresh ingredients and a bold taste. Stop by Cafe Merlino today and see why they're taking South Jersey and the Philly area by storm. Ride in style with Wagner Luxury Limo out of Swedesboro, New Jersey. Whether it's a ride to the game, an airport run, or a special night out, Wagner Luxury Limo gets you there safely and comfortably. Professional drivers, luxury vehicles, and a service you can count on. Book your ride today and arrive like a VIP. Visit online or call 856-481-8020. When it comes to tree work, Jason Pilla Tree Specialist in Galloway, New Jersey has you covered. From tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, they get the job done quickly, safely, and at a price you can trust. Keep your property looking at its best and protect your home with the pros at Jason Pilla Tree Specialist. Call today for your free estimate at 609-965-8003. That's 609-965-8003. And make sure you tell them Broad Street Sports sent you. Welcome back in, everybody. You are listening to the Eagles postgame show here on Broad Street Sports, your home for the best Philly sports talk. What's going on? I'm excited. That's just where I'm at. I'm excited. What do you want to do? I can't wait to this Buffalo game. I can't wait for the Buffalo game. I'll tell you that now. So here's what I want to do. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. So now that we've gotten most of the recap out of the way, I kind of want to get into this Tyler Steens fight. I mean, look, I thought that was outstanding. I really did, man. I'm one of those guys, like, I'll tune in to hockey to watch fights and to watch the big-time hits. And you see it sometimes in football. But, I mean, dude, you saw Tyler Steens get jumped. Dude, I mean, it was great. So I like to see that kind of stuff. I like in baseball when the batter jumps the pitcher. I like to see that stuff. Sorry for the fan. I like to see that stuff, and I know most people do, even though it doesn't happen that much in baseball anymore. I like it. So Steens gets jumped. I mean, the video and the clips that they kept replaying, there was like 6 dudes beating the crap out of him. Oh, Steens landed some punches. And here's the thing. Washington was down 20 points at that point. They're down like 20 points at that point. And were completely lifeless. And just starts beating the shit out of Tyler Steens. I mean, it's great. It's just great, man. And you know what? I think there's a new rivalry I got some pure beef with Washington. Not after today. I don't care about today. But I'm talking about the past year, this year. Like I think there may be a new real rivalry. I know people are going to say, "Oh, well, of course they're a rival. They're in the same division." No shit. But I think that there's a real chance at a rivalry. I think that, dude, if they beat the crap out of each, there's a huge ass brawl. I just thought it was great. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but I thought it was great. That excites me. To me, this game was kind of a boring one. It is flat, just kind of a boring game. But seeing that fight, and I'm just sitting back on the couch, writing some notes and trying, starting to make the show and the thumbnails and everything. I'm saying, I'm doing reading up a little bit on Twitter. And I'm starting to get ready, prepare for the show. Final couple minutes of the fourth, I'm starting to prepare for the show. And then you hear the announcers, Joe Davis, fight. And I look up, and it is just like mayhem. Mayhem. I thought it was outstanding. I thought it was great. Dude, like, that is something. People want to see that stuff. People want to see the big-time hits in football. People want to see fights. People want to see anger. Like, people want to see that. People want to see trash talk. I want to see that. And so to me, I thought it was outstanding. Now let's get to Jake Elliott. We'll get to Jake Elliott. I'd love to hear from him, because he has been an absolute disaster, and I am one of those. I love him. You know what I mean? I love him. To me, I think he's great, but it gets to a point where I'm kind of just fed up, man. I'm done with him. I'm annoyed. I'm frustrated. I think he has kind of officially ran out his time here, and Philly, and it's sad. It's sad, but it gets to a point where you miss 3 field goals in the first half, and people are supposed to be behind you. People are supposed to be fired up. I've defended Jake multiple times this season, multiple times in his career when he has these like peaks and valleys, and he's in a valley. It's hard to defend him anymore. I don't know if I can trust Jake Elliott in a big-time game. I just don't know if I can trust him in a big-time game. Let's go back to the phones. Go to my buddy Lambo. Lambo!
Yo, Rod. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, bro. Good to talk to you.
Listen, man. Started off rough. Ended out pretty good. I like it.
I mean, I agree with you, bro. You texted me, and I was like, I agree with you. I was like, here we go. You know what I mean? I was pissed. I was like, this team is just dead. You know what? They're dead. They couldn't hit it. They couldn't do anything offensively. They couldn't kick. They couldn't do anything right. And then I'll tell you what, though, they proved both of us wrong.
True. Very true.
They did.
I like to be proved wrong by this team. This team, it's a difficult team to be a fan of.
No, I agree with you. They're annoying, and that's it. They're an annoying team. But I'll tell you what, though, I have been critical. I have been attackish in a way of them. But to me, man, they I don't know. I don't know how to describe. I've critiqued Jalen. I've attacked Jalen. I've attacked Nick. I've attacked Petula. I've done it all. And I have turned out to be right on majority of it, flat out. And I will roll all those clips. I have been flat out right about the collapse and whatever else. Like, people attack me for that. I was right. But people need to remember, just because, this team showed a new life, right? Like, you can be collapsing and I can be pissed and everything, but you kind of proved, I wouldn't say you proved me wrong yet, right? That's not where I'm at. But you've shown light. You've shown you got some guts. You've shown you have some balls. That's it. They've won 2 straight. They beat up on bad teams that they were supposed to beat. Offense is starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we're going to go back and win another Super Bowl because we beat 2 bad teams. But I am going to tell you, last week my word was encouraged. This week my word is excited. I'm excited. I'm optimistic now. You finally won back-to-back games. Your offense is starting to get into a rhythm. It's starting to look a little bit better. Hey, you could buy me back in, especially to me. I think the big-time game for myself is if you beat Buffalo. So we're going to see what happens there. I think that is the game for me. But we're going to find out.
I think we got enough momentum to beat Buffalo. I do. And I've been so critical of this quarterback. I've been so critical of this offensive line. You know it.
Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah.
But I think, listen, we did what we were supposed to do against the Raiders. That wasn't a shock.
Yep.
We did what we were supposed to do against the Commanders in the second half. All right? You know?
Yep.
The first half wasn't pretty. I like to see Saquon open up a little bit.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot.
To me, Saquon Barkley was my key to the game.
100%.
To me, he was the key to the game. But and I think he's the key to their success in the postseason and this entire season, of course. So it's great to see him finally, because your offense can't get into a rhythm unless Barkley's going too. And you're finally getting to see Barkley go and Jalen starting to get into a rhythm. I think they're kind of – it's weird for me to say this because I'm not there yet, but maybe they're peaking at the right time. Maybe they're starting to get hot at the right time. I don't know.
That's what I'd like to see.
Yeah,
and, you know, listen.
Go ahead.
It's going to be tough to beat them again. It's hard to beat the same team twice. You know that. The Eagles know that. Happened with the Cowboys. Happened with the Giants. It's hard to beat the same team twice.
It is. But I think that they can do it. And you know what? If we beat Buffalo, we're going to rest up our starters because we're going to be playing in the wild card game anyway. So we're going to rest up our starters. But look, this was a much-needed win. They got it. You're heading to Buffalo next week, 4:25 on Sunday. Big win. Game, not win.
It's a huge game.
Big
another away game.
And you need to win this, bro. You have to win this. You have to. This is the game
And,
to get me bought in. Lambo, you got anything else real quickly, brother?
Yeah, one more thing. I'd like to see Dickerson and Lane Johnson not play until the playoffs. I'd like to see that.
I'd like to see the offensive line get rested up, but I don't know who they could put in. I mean, you got a banged up offensive line. Fred Johnson, and Lampo, thank you for the phone call. They got a banged up offensive line. I don't know about Dickerson, but I'll tell you this: Lane Johnson. I'm perfectly fine with Lane Johnson sitting out into the postseason. Don't play him. Don't play him at all. Even if he's healthy, just continue to let him rest. Let him be ready for the postseason. I don't want to have any BS with him. No. Let him rest. We don't need him. So again, folks, the Eagles back-to-back NFC East champions. They're the first team to do it, 20 years? So good stuff out of them. My word last week was encouraged. This week, I'm excited. I'm optimistic. I'm fired up. I think this team is hitting their stride, maybe hitting their peak at the right time. To me, they're still collapsed. They're not fully on my collapse alert anymore. Offense is looking to get into a little bit more of a rhythm. I've seen it happen. Jalen looking better. Barkley's doing some justice out there. This defense is still the best in the league. Don't get it twisted. I really believe they're the best in the league, or top 3 at least. So that's great, man. Like I said, I'm optimistic. I'm excited after this game. But to me, you beat Buffalo. I'm back on your side. But I think it's the right question to ask. Are the Eagles peaking at the right time? Are they peaking or are they not? We don't know. We're going to find out against Buffalo. That's going to be a show for this week. Are the Eagles peaking or not? And are they peaking at the right time? They're peaking at the right time, of course. But are they peaking or are they not? Thank you guys all for tuning in to the Eagles post-game show here on Broad Street Sports. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Hit that like button and subscribe. Share this to people you know. You have been listening to Broad Street Sports, your home for the best Philly sports talk every day. And Filtered, I really love and appreciate every single one of you. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Go Birds! Harper has been absolutely insane. I'm ready to run through a wall.
We're going to run some clock. Or maybe
This team is destined